Welcome to the revival of graphite games. So to start off, I'll talk about the specs of my current machine. So as you can see, this is a Fractal design Node 304 Mini ITX form factor case. It is very good, and I specifically chose this one because of its design, very sleek Norwegian Scandinavian design, and it can still hold a normal sized graphics card as long as it's not the triple fan version. Also a normal sized power supply, which is quite unique for a Mini ITX case, especially of that age, back about 3 or 4 years ago when I bought this machine. So the motherboard inside is the ASUS Z97i Wi-Fi Plus, and the CPU attached to it is the Intel 4790K. The cooling for the CPU is just the standard Intel fan. I found it to be quiet and small in size, and it just does the job how you'd expect it to do. I have no plans for overclocking, so I don't have any plans to upgrade it. It's running 8 GB of DDR3 RAM. The power supply is an FSP 450 watt, and the graphics card in this machine is the new Gigabyte GTX 1060, the 6 GB version. Behind the i7 and GTX 1060, this system has 4 hard drives. 2 of them are solid state drives. So this is my setup here. I have a Logitech MX Master 100 mouse paired to the Logitech MK710 keyboard. The screen is the ASUS P278 LCD monitor. It's a 2.5K, so 2560 by 1440p. These speakers aren't actually mine. They're the Sound Blaster Creative Gigaworks T40 Series 2. They look like studio monitors in a recording studio. I actually own the Logitech Z907 5.1 surround system. Every now and then I like to play the Nintendo 64 emulator or PlayStation Portable emulator, so that's why I've got a PlayStation controller down here. It seems to work better than the Xbox controller in the computer. Now it's time for a real-world test. This is one of the most highly anticipated games of 2018, Far Cry 5. While playing this game, I noticed the frames were about 45 to 35 frames per second. This is maxed out ultra graphics on 2560 by 1440p. However, live streaming, I see the frame rate drop to as low as 25 frames per second in some instances. This is possibly due to having to render online and on my system. Is a GTX 1060, the 6 GB version. What are you doing, cat? Oi.